hard for us as a bystander to tell if someone really is getting their feelings hurt or if just what the real thing is that's going on there.
I've always found that when you see someone that's being bullied or you think they're being bullied, it's a good idea to just walk up to the situation and start talking to both parties even. But I think it's a good idea to at least go and start talking and maybe like suggest to do something else with one of the people that are there.
And if we step into that situation, it's always a fear that you're going to face hardships because of it, whether it's by the bully itself or if you may get a bad rap in like high school or whatever, just being that one to step in and not having fun or whatever.
I know if you are invited to a party, it's usually by an older guy who is maybe wanting to take advantage of a younger girl. And so that's definitely a fear that many girls have, especially because they are wanting attention from those older males rather than the ones maybe closer to their age. And I think the guys know that.
My solution would just be not put yourself in those situations. I mean, if you're not going, like, don't accept an invitation to go somewhere, you know, that can be dangerous or put you at harm like that, because, I mean, overall, you can just avoid that and not have to worry about being drugged or taken advantage of.
They're definitely kind of on the edge of insecurities because you're always thinking, like, what does someone else think about me? Or, like, kind of looking between both genders. You're kind of thinking, like, wanting to get the attention from the opposite one, kind of judging how they look at you and look at your personalities as well.
I would definitely say that to, like, monitor, but to try not to be invasive, because it'll end up hurting the child. Because they'll think that, you know, their parents think lesser of them, you know, like they think they're not as intelligent to think about that themselves. And I would definitely have to say that for girls, it is a lot harder.
Would you know what to do in that situation if someone is, you know, following you and tries to break into your home or something of that nature? Do you know what steps to take? And if so, what would you do?
In elementary school, we do learn a lot about what we should do in those situations, like fire, drop, roll, escape the fire. We often forget that teenagers often succumb to these dangers, but we don't learn enough about them as to what we should do. It's more as they know what to do. It's just common sense, but it's not necessarily common sense. We need to be informed on what to do.
I think a good idea would be to resort to violence if possible, or if you need to, because if they're trying to attack you, you have your right to self-defense. I mean, you have to protect yourself at all costs.
I would say, I mean, there's always neighbors and people watching typically, so, I mean, if you can, try to get to somebody to help rather than, I mean, if you can't defend yourself, then that would be the next best solution.
I think a good thing would be for parents and or even teachers at a school to inform teenagers or even younger children how to react if that was to happen.
Prevention is one of the things pushed rather than actions to take. I'd have to say that that's something for the individual to think about themselves, because, you know, they know what they're capable of.
What advice would you give parents out there to just open that line of communication to better understand you guys?
Comprehend what exactly they're saying, like how they're feeling, rather than how you feel as a parent. Be less quick to punish, to see the harm and possibly what it was, and to see that they may have been careless, but to see, again, just be more understanding and open-minded.
I would encourage parents to kind of remember where they were at our age so that they could kind of relate better to us.
But definitely be open-minded and try to understand where they're coming from, because some things may be important to them, and if you don't invest enough emotion into it or try to help them, then it can kind of make them not want to talk to you.